All right, it is great to have you along for breakfast this morning. Our next guest, Lloyd Pye, is the caretaker of what's referred to as the Star Child skull, an unusually shaped skull found in Mexico. Now, he's in the country, in New Zealand, this week, raising money to research the skull's origins, which he believes could be alien. Lloyd Pye is with me. Good morning to you.
Thank you.
And welcome to New Zealand.
Good to be here.
We've got a couple of skulls here, and we only have a few minutes, and you've spent how many years on this project?
11th year. In the
11th year.
Right.
We only have a few minutes. These are model skulls. This is the skull of a slightly smaller than usual normal human being.
Right.
And this is an exact replica of the skull that was found in Mexico in, what, 1930?
Right, exactly.
All right.
Well, the differences are that the bone in this one is half as thick as it should be. If you're welcome to pick them up and feel.
The difference in weight is
striking.
Substantial.
Exactly.
Yeah,
If you hold that one, you'll see.
Yeah, that's very, very light.
Right.
And yet, it has been deemed to be twice as strong as average bone.
Right. It's got some fibers woven through it, Paul, that is like no other bone in the world. There's no other bone we know of that has these fibers woven through, and those add strength to it. Another thing that does is the bone itself is more like tooth enamel than bone. It's much harder than average bone due to its chemistry. So that's one of just many things that are very, very unusual about this skull. As we were saying, it weighs half as much, the bone is half as thick, it's two or three times as hard. If you look around here at the rear, one of the most important differences is this area right here is, as you can see and feel, is a dent. We all have a knot at the rear of our heads.
Yes.
Everybody has that. And that's human, monkey, chimp. Every animal that's got a head attached to a neck has this. This does not. This is missing that.
Right. There are also some interesting nasal formations there too, aren't there?
Well, it has no sinuses, for example. It's got very, very shallow eye sockets. So if it had eyes like human eyes, it would be very dangerous because it would be bulging off the face.
Now, the one thing that, I mean, there are certain things we know as an absolute fact. We know as an absolute fact that this is bone. We know as an absolute fact that it is a skull.
Exactly.
So those things we know. Now lay people are going to look at that and they're going to say, is it not just a deformity?
We've had experts of various kinds look at it in great detail, and they can't come up with a deformity that would cause all these things to change about it. It's chemistry, put fibers in the bone, give it such an increased brain capacity, take away its sinuses. When you add up all the things that are different about it, there's no deformity known that makes it that way. Plus, we have the fact of a DNA test that was run already that's established that its mother was human and its father was not. We don't know what his father was.
From preliminary DNA tests, because obviously you want to raise some more money to do much more in-depth DNA tests, because you would like from that to construct an entire skeleton, effectively. But from the preliminary tests, you've determined that it is of or involves human form, human origin.
What we think, looking at the DNA test from 203, we're fairly convinced that it's a human-alien hybrid of some kind. What we need to establish by getting the test to recover the entire genome, we will be able to lay its full genome down against a human, against a chimp, against a gorilla, and soon against a Neanderthal, and we will know where it lays on that line.
All right. It's fascinating, and I mean, you'd have to be a fool to sit here and not be fascinated by it, and obviously it's compelled you for many, many years. You are an ex-US intelligence special agent.
Right.
But when you say its mother was human, its father was an alien, a huge number of people will think you are a kook.
Right. Well, they have every right to think that. When I first saw it and they first gave it to me and I first started, I thought sure it was a deformity. I was confident it had to be a deformity. And every test we've done many tests, all the tests you can do really, up to this final genomic DNA test. We've done everything we can do, and every test it's passed.
You will be speaking in New Zealand?
I'm speaking in New Zealand on Sunday at the Mount Albert War Memorial. If anybody interested in attending, contact uncensored.co.nz or co-nz, however you say it.
Yep.
Right. Uncensored Magazine. John Eisen has brought me over to speak at that.
And we will have details on our website too, so people can go to our website. Lloyd, thank you very much for joining us. Lloyd Pye. That is extraordinarily light. Feel how light that is.
Ooh.
So it's half the weight, twice the strength.
Pass me the other one, please.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh,
Didn't you believe me, Ali?
No, I believed you. I just wanted, I like to get my hands on things for myself. Thanks. That's extraordinary.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd really like to hear
weird,
the
isn't
full
it?
story
It's
from you
weird.
on Sunday. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Lloyd.
Thank you very much.